Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be talking about my AppZen interview experience. And firstly, thank you so much for supporting my previous video, full stack interview experience at Apple. A lot of you found it very insightful. That's why I'm making the video on AppZen interview experience for a backend role so that you can gain more insights about the interview experience and format of the interview. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't clear this interview, but I would want to share my experience to help the YouTube community. So now let's get into the video. So this interview happened in March of 2025. So I had applied for this role sometime around February of 2025, and then the resume got picked, and a recruiter reached out to me at the end of Feb 2025, and then they scheduled a first screening round. And this screening round was with a senior engineer of the team. So before, only the recruiter had told me the interview will be mainly based on resume based questions, and mainly that you will have to explain your experience and stuff. So the interview in the interview, like, I was asked about my resume, the projects I worked on, and on my work experience and stuff. But there was also coding, like, part of it, where they asked like a system design question where you start off with the coding part and then move on to system design. So I can't reveal the question, but I'm sure you know, like, there are questions in system design where you start with coding and then move on to system design. So it was one such question. So this was like a 45-minute round, initial screening round. So I would say like around 15 minutes was like a resume based, and the remaining part went in system design and coding coding part of it. Now, after this round, I got selected to the on-site. So in this company, the on-site was an actual on-site. So I had to like travel to San Jose office, which is the headquarter, to do the on-site interview. And they told initially that there will be like three rounds of interview, and all the three rounds will be eliminatory in nature. Yeah, so I took 1 week to prepare. I studied lead code and system design. System design using Alexo system design book, and lead code. There is not many, there is no company tag for AppZen, I think, in lead code, or even if it is there, it was very few questions. So I mainly relied on popular question that is asked in the 75 or 150 list, revise those things. And also I revise some of the questions which I feel are like more important. And then as I said, I also studied system design, and then I went to the interview, like traveled to San Jose by train, and then all the rounds were in the same day, three rounds of interviews. So then, as soon as I reached the office, the recruiter gave me like a office tour of how the like office looks like and everything. And then, even though they told me like each round is eliminatory in nature, when I went there, they told me that I'll be doing all the three rounds. So that's what I got to know once I went there, and then the interview started. All the rounds, I think, here was for an hour. The first round was a lead code based round. I was asked one lead code medium question. It was a graph based, very popular lead code question, which I was able to solve very quickly. And then afterwards, they had like a lead code hard problem. So this lead code hard, I had never solved it before, and I have not seen that question in lead code still. Like, I tried searching it, but I was not able to find it. Probably it's in Code Forces or some other platform. I was not able to find the question, but I can tell it was a lead code hard. I was able to do the brute force and some level of optimization for that problem, but I was not able to do the fully optimized solution for that question. So yeah, so outcome of this round, I feel like first question I was able to completely clear it. Second, I was able to do like three fourth, except the final optimization. So I would say around like 80 to 85 in this round for 100. This is just like a rubric I'm using to explain you guys. And then after this round, immediately I had second round of interview, and this was with like a senior engineer in the team. Like when I spoke to them, I understood they were like one of the initial engineers at AppZen. So then this interview was a system design round. So again, when I tell system design, they start off with system design and it also has like coding. So this was again a very popular system design question. So I had to do explain like draw load balancer, servers, DB, why I chose certain components, explain all that, and then I had to like code the data structure responsible for this system design. I did all that. In my opinion, I feel this round went well. I think I was able to like convey all the concepts and write the code and everything. So I would say around 90 for 100 in this round, but I'm not really sure because at the end of the interview, the interviewer did mention me like, yeah, like go back and see like how, no matter how well you do, you should always go back and see where you can improve. That was one of the advice they gave me. But in my opinion, I think the round went well, like around 85 to 90, I would say. And then I had my third round of interview with the hiring manager. Yeah, so this is what I want to give you guys one insight here. Like the hiring manager round is will be like one of the most important rounds. Like in so many interviews, I have done well in other rounds, but when the hiring manager round doesn't go well, there's nothing you can do about it. I feel like this is one of the most important round in the interview. So again, here in the hiring manager round, they asked started with asking me some resume based questions. So this resume based question I was able to answer, but they went deep down into it because for one of the projects I told like I deployed it on Kubernetes. So my experience with this deployment was I deployed the project on EKS on AWS. So when you deploy the project on EKS, it will handle all the auto scaling of the pods and everything. It is sort of managed on its own. So they asked me like deep, like how did you deploy it into Kubernetes? What commands did you use and stuff like that. So I told them, yeah, I deployed on EKS and like they asked like how many pods and everything. I said like I had set it to auto scaling. Then they asked me like what are the commands that you used for setting up this auto scaling and all that. And I didn't really remember all that. And to be honest, my experience in Kubernetes was limited. Like I mainly, as I mentioned, I deployed it on Kubernetes using EKS, but I didn't have too much experience setting up the clusters, managing it, and everything. So that was it. So what I would suggest is if you have anything on your resume, I think you need to like know full details of it. Especially in some interviews, they dive very deep. Like even to an extent, they might ask you like what commands you used and stuff. So yeah, this like I wasn't able to explain it in full detail. So that especially the Kubernetes part. And also like there were some questions about like I'd written like I used Go concurrency for optimizing the APIs and it became these many times faster compared to when I was using Python. And there again, like how they were like, why did you write this number? It is this many times faster. How did you compare both? And there again, like I wasn't able to explain it clearly, like why using Go routine I was able to get that speed up and stuff. So again, like I would suggest whatever metrics you're putting in the resume, make sure you are able to like 100% explain like why those things and stuff. So yeah, I think like knowing in depth of why you did certain things and everything that you have put on your resume. That is where like this round I lacked a little bit. And later on, they moved on to system design. So it started with writing a API design, and then you had to like do a system design around it. This system design question was really good. I was able to like, it was a great experience. Like you had to use like worker queues, message queues, load balancers, servers, notification systems, um, a lot of things. Like the single design included so many things, like so many components. Like you had to like have the knowledge of all the system design knowledge for just this one question. So it was a great experience, and I feel I was able to do well only because I was prepared also for these kinds of things. So yeah, I think I did that well, but where I lacked was in explaining my projects clearly, like why I had mentioned certain things and go in depth and like sort of tell what I did and why I did those things. I think I didn't do well, but remaining system design and all I did well. So this round also I would say something around 80 and something like that. So after the three rounds, the interview was done, and then like the HR came and they told like, yeah, I will know the results within like couple, I think like 1 or 2 weeks. I was one of the first person they're interviewing, so they'll be interviewing much more candidates, and only later on I will know the results. So yeah, so after 2 weeks I got to know like I wasn't selected. They went with some other candidate, but overall I would say it was like a very good experience. Got to learn a lot of things. And then, yeah, I feel in this interview, more than my technical skills, I think they found a candidate who had like better experience or better work experience and was able to explain things in a much better way regarding his work. That's what I feel, because if you see the rounds, I think technically it was fine, but the way I explained my work experience was not that great. Maybe probably someone else did that better. And also this role in the job description had like 5 years of work experience. So I feel like if someone had actually had 5 years of experience, they probably would prefer the candidate with higher experience. So that also happens. So there are multiple factors that goes on to like why they choose certain candidate, but we will not get into all that. But overall, yeah, this was the experience. The format was one initial screening round followed by three actual on-site round where you have to go to their San Jose headquarters and do the interview. And then, yeah, so and then they take some time and give you the results. So yeah, this was overall my interview experience. And if you guys learned something from it, please like and subscribe. And let me know in the comment section if you want to know anything else or like your opinion of this interview and stuff like that. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube video.